Located in Baltimore County's Long Green Valley is a winery that has stood the test of time. From vine to vat, Al celebrates the legacy of this family vineyard on this week's The Local Buy. Al?
In the rolling hills of Baltimore County, there's an estate where innovation and tradition share the same glass. We're here at Boordy Vineyards, Maryland's oldest winery, and it's one of the prettiest farms I've ever laid eyes on.
And this week, I had a chance to celebrate Boordy's 80th anniversary with a tour of the vineyard and a delicious glass of wine. But places like this aren't beautiful by accident, and their wine isn't this good by coincidence.
Vinifera is complicated in our state just because of the amount of humidity, moisture, and rain that we get.
Ultimately, it's the human eye and hand that define the quality of this estate's wine. A judgment made first in the field, grape by grape.
There's a bunch of different molds and mildews that grapes can get. The big one is botrytis infection, which causes like a gray mold to grow on the outside of the berry, and it can spoil the wine.
And it's this attention to detail from Dan Skidmore and the rest of his team that carries from the vineyard to the sorting table.
All we're looking for are little bits of stem, any bugs that have made it through, any pink berries, anything that's not a perfectly ripe red berry. Basically, we want everything to look about like that.
Right.
And, you know, if you get something a little pinker that maybe has a little more acid to it, we're going to get that out of there.
So even after the harvest, as Boordy's Phin DeFord showed me, the work is still hands-on.
Do a lot of the wineries do this?
I don't know how many are still doing it. I mean, you can see it takes a lot of labor. It's pretty slow. But really, when the focus is quality, I feel this is still a very necessary step.
So this is going to be top quality wine.
The best thing to do, Al, at the end of the day, is to look down in the bin where all this stuff is going and tell me if you would want that in your red wine.
Very good point.
Around the world, from France to California, alternative methods are utilized, including using laser sensors to detect inconsistencies in grapes. But according to Phin,
they do a nice job, but they don't do as good a job as this crew does.
Our attention to detail is really what has led to a tremendous increase in the quality of our wines over the last 15, 20 years. We farm over 50 acres of grapes in Maryland in 2 distinct microclimates. Every one of our 75,000 grapevines is touched by one of our hands 8 to 10 times throughout the season.
And this crew's attention to detail shows in the final step. After being cooled with dry ice, these grapes are hoisted by hand, not plastic hoses.
We do not want to use pumps in our red winemaking process, so we use gravity as our friend. When red grapes are pushed through pumps, the pump impellers can mash up the skins and the seeds and impart bitter flavors in the wine.
This attention to detail has defined Boordy for 80 years and earned it a place in the Maryland Agricultural Hall of Fame. But this legacy stretches beyond the vineyard and into the estate itself.
The oldest house on this farm dates back to the late 1700s. So the winery we built in 2013, but we really wanted it to fit in with the historic buildings here. So we knew that was our opportunity to bring in modern technologies, you know, kind of blend the old with the new, if you will.
And how does this blending show up in the wine?
Cheers.
Well,
my goodness. That's very nice, and it's quite young.
It is. It's got a long ways to go.
It really does.
Yeah.
Right now I'm getting tremendous acidity in it, but there's also a lot of balancing fruit, which I think is going to change its character and emerge even more.
Yeah.
And what I know about Boordy wines is the reds really blossom after about 5 years in the cellar.
That's right. The focus is absolutely on quality. Our vineyard manager, Ron Waits, is as meticulous as it gets. And every step from there, the sorting, the destemming, every little, using the dry ice, everything to protect the fruit until it gets into tank. The focus is on quality.
Well, you really got the quality in the glass, and I was glad I was able to help today.
That was great.
Sometime down the line, you'll have a bottle with my name on it. Thank you so much, Phin. It's always a pleasure coming out here to Boordy. We'd like to put information about Boordy Vineyards on our website at mpt.org/farm. Check it out, and you can plan a visit if you like. For the Local Buy, I'm Al Spoler. Joanne?
Thanks, Al. Be sure to check out mpt.org/farm for all our recipes and resources. Plus, you can watch all Farm and Harvest episodes there as well. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media for show updates, pictures, and videos.